Well, uh, let me check that it streams. Okay, guys. This is Ahmed. My name is Ahmed. I'm in charge of Idigov Consulting. We're working with the different real estate companies, and we work with the different real estate experts. And we're connected with a lot of people and a lot of companies in the real estate world. So we receive hundreds and dozens of different questions from different our friends, from colleagues, from other people that we know personal working in the real estate industry. So the thing is that today we're doing a session related to the real estate, mostly brokers or other salespeople, and what actions they should take in order somehow to manage and overcome current global crisis. Because the thing is that now people they literally don't know what to do, and they literally don't know what actions they should take, because the life for them, it just entirely it changed for them. So suddenly they came into lockdown, and they literally don't know what will happen after the lockdown and when the lockdown will come itself. So this confused a lot of professionals in the industry. So we know that there are a lot of different fields, and some a little minority of people, they are really curious how they can manage their life in a COVID-19. Where majority, I personally see that they are taking as a kind of vacation, which I would not say it's only the way they should take it, because first of all, the planning of life, it's really important. So without planning it, in such uncertain situation, you can just be literally out of your comfort zone. Let's say you might lose your job. Let's say you might go back to the country where you don't want to go back, or other stuff can happen. Josefa, hello, nice to see you here. Josefa, I'm good, thank you very much, and I hope you're well as well. Okay, so we would like to go slightly to the different questions that a lot of people asked us. First of all, the first question, it is how to adjust. First of all, guys, very important for you to understand right now, there is nothing that you can do in order to change the world or in order to change this situation. You cannot do literally anything right now. The best thing that for you can do is simply stay at home, take care of yourself, take care of your family, take care of your beloved ones, and take actions in order to change yourself. You cannot change the situation around the world. You cannot change what's going on in the world. You cannot change the industry. You cannot get hundreds and thousands of clients or dozens leads a day like you used maybe to get before. So you cannot do it. So very important for you right now to adjust what's going on to what's going on right now in the market, and plan yourself, try to get the maximum benefit out of this. My opinion that you won't be able to get, let's say, a millions or a multi-million dollar deals, but still very important to take certain actions to survive, or to get all possible benefits. Benefits in this case, particular case, since we're talking about the real estate brokers, I'm talking about financial benefits right now. Okay, of course, now this is the right time for you to get a plenty of your ideas and projects to work on yourself to get them realized. So coming back to the question, how to adjust to current situation. First of all, realize there is nothing you can do right now to change the industry or to start letting clients to buy the product and so on. This is the first thing. The second one is focus on the field where there are right now the demand. Focus on the place where the transactions are happening. Focus on the projects that somehow might be interested for the clients to buy. Focus on the certain kinds and the types of deals which most probably will be coming. For example, rentals. We'll talk about the rentals later on. So how to adjust is two steps. First of all, realize you cannot do anything right now to change the industry. But at the same time, you have to take in actions in order to improve yourself. This is the main one. And the second one, divert your focus, very important. Divert your focus to the part where the business literally happens. Divert yourself to the part where literally the business happens. It's very important. For example, I had friends who are killers in off-plan. They are one of the best in off-plan market. They are like closing millions every month. But right now they are stuck. And when I speak to them, when I tell them, hey, why don't you just literally divert? You're now 3 months without any transaction. You're sitting without any transaction. So they say, no, the market will be back. So here is the very important thing is, if you see that no movement happens right now, immediately divert. You should always go along with the market. You must always step along with the market. Even you should be ahead of the market. You should always think one step in advance of the market. So these, my friends, who were killers in off-plan, right now they're sitting without any transaction. Where other my friends who work in the secondary market, they were able to do a good amount, for example, let's say 10, 15,000 enhanced rental transaction. They were able to generate them, including some renewals and so on. So very important for you to divert right now. If you did not divert at the moment, you have to divert right now, and you have to adjust, because you should not literally sit and wait when everything will be okay, when everything will be fine. So this is a very important one. Okay, how to do business. Okay, the next question, how to do business. So in the real estate, how to do business, I understand as how to do transactions in the real estate industry as being a real estate broker. So here, first of all, remember I was saying before the market was large, so now the market became a little bit smaller. So you have to focus at this part of the market. Where the market is smaller, you have to focus on this part. Market had changed, demand had changed, it entirely got deformed. The shape of the market, it changed a little bit, not a little bit, it changed actually a lot. And this, the remaining part, a small shape of this market, this is where you have to focus. So right now, if I will be talking mainly, if you haven't got any people or leads in your pipeline, this will be a secondary market, mainly. So for example, where 90% of the transaction right now, as per the latest stats, are happening in the secondary market. So this will be the right market for you to focus right now. So how to do business. Okay, how to do business, how to do transactions. For maybe you will also say how to do viewings. I know one broker who is very successful in his industry. Every day he's getting a lot of listings. He's calling a lot of his landlords. He's calling his landlords. He's generating listings that they are happy to give to him right now, because of the situation with what's going on. Because those people who want to rent, they have to rent straight away. They have to rent it today, not tomorrow. Those people who cannot manage their, for example, mortgages, they have to sell it today, not tomorrow, because every single day counts them in money. Okay, so to generate listings, and I have been witness of those who don't know how to get, for example, the viewings, and how to go for viewings, how to get a photos, for example, with the latest news of 3 days. In 3 days, you get one permit. What they do is they literally ask the landlord, if you could, for example, share with me the pictures that you have. Or they ask them, could you please take a video of your apartment and send it to me? Or they get a permit, they go to the property, they just take the camera, they open the door, and they walk in, they do a video viewing. So this is a new terminology they call video viewing. So they record literally the entire apartment, slowly walking, recording every room, going to another room. And whenever they get a lead or someone hypothetically interested in this, they just send it to him. In case of rentals, they, for example, publish it in their WhatsApp stories, they publish it in Instagram, they publish it in Facebook, LinkedIn, and other stuff. And of course, they publish it in the portals. So we know that there are the main portals, Property Finder, Bayut, Bizzle, and just Property, and some other paid portals and free portals. So they advertise this property. Whenever they get an inquiry, Some clients are objecting. For example, I can't come for a viewing because of COVID-19. They say, no problem, sir, no worries. You won't believe, but I have a video walkthrough for you. I'll send you right now in WhatsApp. So those people who are literally unable to come for a viewing, they just send this video that they have taken to these people. This is the property, these are the conditions. For example, 4 checks, this is the rent, and so on. For example, this is how they do in case of rentals. The best practices, wait till they get an inquiry. In case of sales, let's imagine you have one very good property, and this property is a really good deal right now in the market. So the same action, the same steps you will take. You record the entire your apartment, you make a walkthrough of your apartment, video viewing, then you publish it in your all platforms, social media, and you advertise this on a property portal. And literally, for the sales transactions, guys, remember, you never sit and wait till someone will call you. It might work with the leasing, because for the leasing, we have a certain uh, time deadline where we have to rent. For example, let's say if your contract expires in 1st of February, most probably in January, mid or end of the January, you will start looking for a property and you will be a lead. In case of sales, people are not waiting. There is no deadline for them. Sales, if someone has the money, he will buy as soon as you convince him to buy. If he has, for example, a couple of millions on his bank account, so he will buy the property at the point when you convince him, literally. So here, with this video walkthroughs and other your materials, you will be the one who will have to approach them. You will be the one who will have to literally send these all your materials to your hypothetical investors and deals. You will just send them your video. You will say, hey, how are you? It was very nice dealing with you. Check it out. This is one of the best deals right now going on in the market. Very high ROI, and expecting, for example, capital appreciation, or the any pitch that you want to use. For example, everyone has his own pitch, so you can use any pitch, and this is how you send them and how do you approach them. This is how right now business happens. Regarding off plans, so we discussed rentals, we discussed sales, and let's go now to the off plans. Off plans, right now, it's a little bit more challenging to sell, because people, if they have money, when they invest this money, they want to invest in something which is ready in their hands. But with the off plan, this is the air. You're just selling a kind of hypothetical project that is not yet ready, but obviously with the current regulations from the government side, there is super high security, and we know that a lot of projects are getting delivered. Of course, there are sometimes delays, and it's okay. It's normal literally in any market in this world. There will be a delay with there is a possible delay in handover of the property. So with the escrow accounts and so on, with the laws and regulations of Dubai and Dubai Land Apartment, it's super safe to invest off plan. That's why it was so popular. That's why it was super popular. And coming back to the off plan, how the deals happening in off plan. Right now, I have some friends who are doing off plan still, but their way is a little bit different than the standard and regular way. For example, the standard regular way is you just, for example, get one property, let's say one project from Myanmar. You just start advertising this all over. You call some of your investors, the people you know personally, and you propose them. This is kind of standard way. Or in the worst case scenario, you will wait someone to call you. This is the worst case scenario for any sales. I'm not considering rentals, for any sales, and especially for off plan. This is the worst case scenario. For example, why is it a worst case scenario? Because if you're having one exclusive property which is ready, let's say in Dubai Marina for sale, so most probably you'll be the one who will get the client. But if you have a, let's say, offline project with you, first of all, you're not having it exclusive. Secondly, the developer is advertising this project with a much more bigger capacity than your company and yourself. And thirdly, there are hundreds of other agents working and advertising the same project. So that's why it's not the best thing that you can do in order to sit and wait for the offline clients. Harris, nice to see you. I see your question. I will read that definitely. So coming back, what's the best practice right now to work on the off plan? So the best practice, if you have someone living or some partners in the real estate who are, let's say, in the countries where there is no such a strong lockdown. So, for example, some real estate company which is, for example, located in Japan or in, for example, Russia or any other countries, for the best one for you is to get in touch with them and to start generating, for example, leads from Russia, start generating leads from Japan, start generating leads, for example, from Korea, and so on. So this is the best practice for you. But still, there are some transactions happening in the very restricted countries like a lockdown. And the way it happened is it happens with them. What do we call it, with the video conferences. What they do is, for example, first they get a certain lead who is somehow might be interested. For example, they call them or they generate them through the social media campaigns, and once they get the number, they call them. They don't try to sell the offline unit over the phone. They just try somehow to get them be interested, and then they arrange a conference call with the developer. For example, imagine that you're calling, if you're working, for example, for X real estate that nobody knows in Dubai, and especially, for example, nobody knows in the world. You're calling someone living in, for example, in Nigeria, and he might think that this is a scam. But when you call, for example, referring to, let's say, Damac or Imar or other big developer, so at least he can do a due diligence and he can check what is Shoba, what is Damac, what is Imar. And when you arrange, for example, a video conference with them, with Imar itself, with the Imar domain, with everything Imar, so he will trust you. So in this case, you have a higher chance to get a transaction. So this is how business happens with the off-plan. Okay, in your opinion, what do you think when they will open new visit or work visas? Harris, thanks very much for the question. Very glad to see you here. Harris, I think they will open a visa for people as soon as the trend will be going down, because, for example, we see every day the number of cases is incrementing gradually, so we are on the curve, we're going up. So as soon it will be going down, I believe then they will open visas for the people. I'm not sure, I heard that there will be no penalties. I'm not sure, by the way. Those who are having a visa issues, for them the best thing is to conduct a certain homework and research on this. I heard that there will be no penalties, but you better check it out because I'm not sure. Okay, how to do rentals. Regarding how to do rentals, guys, I would just now answer to the question how to do business. I have given you the example of the best practice right now happening with the rentals. To summarize it one more time, it will be, you literally take, for every single of your apartment, you take a video walkthrough, video viewing, or how they call it video viewing. They call it also video walkthrough. You take a video walkthrough, you start advertising it on all your social media platforms. A lot of you that I personally know, you're not present in the social media. I really ask you, make your presence in the social media, especially if you work in the sales and especially if you work in the real estate industry. Why? Okay, why? First of all, if you're working in the sales, you need a trust. You might not be someone who might look someone who can do a scam. So when you have an online presence, when a lot of people know you, when you participate in a lot of different stuff, so people tend to trust you and believe you. A second question, why real estate? Because in the real estate is not selling ice creams or selling other products. Real estate is a very expensive product to sell, right? And real estate, it is something that literally everyone needs, because everyone right now who is watching this and everyone in this world, he is sleeping somewhere. Most probably he's sleeping under a certain roof. So everyone needs a roof. And so that's why, to get a trust from the people, because real estate is an expensive product, you must have a presence at least on the main four platforms. So it will be Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and LinkedIn. So on these platforms you need that presence. So coming back to the rentals, you take a video walkthrough, you publish it on all your social media platforms, and of course on all the marketing tools that your company is giving you. And whenever you get a lead, most probably they will be unable to come for a viewing. You will just send them your video walkthroughs. The same way happens the secondary sales. And regarding the off-plan, we have discussed how off-plan works. So off-plan leads, the main way for you to get them, it will be if you have some partners in other countries. Let's say if you're working for company X, they have a partners company, let's say B, let's say in United States, for example, in Canada, or in Mexico or Japan or China, for example, they can give you leads. They can supply you these leads, and upon converting these leads, you will just split your commission. So this is how off-plan works. Or you can generate leads through social media campaigns and targeting. So as soon as you get them, then you do the video conference with them, preferably along with the developer. This is how you do it. Okay, so one very interesting question asked from someone who's working in the in the primary market off plan. Should I move to rentals? And this is also the question is very important for those who are mainly working in the secondary sales transaction. Okay, the thing is that off plan cycle, it's long. To close off plan cycle, it's long. It's not short as rental cycle. And for example, a secondary sales cycle, at the same time, it's long as well. Because some people, Nadia, hi, nice to see you. Alexam, glad to see you here. For example, those who are working in the secondary, they might need a mortgage and so on. So it takes a little bit longer time. So the cycle is really long. So with a mortgage, let's say it can take around 1 month, or it can go sometimes to 2 months. With off plan, it can go, for example, 1 month. Sometimes it happens literally in a few days or in a week time. And I know a lot of cases where off plan transaction took, for example, 3, 4, and I know a 6 month cases in off plan transactions. So right now for you, very important to sustain in the market. So my answer for you, should you move to the rentals? Yes, you have to move to the rentals. My answer, if you want to do a quick transaction for you to keep up your life, to manage your expenses, to maintain your expenses, yes, you have to move to rentals. So I would say to move to rentals right now for at least for a current period. Adjust yourself. How can I get listings? How to call landlords? Okay, so how can I get listings and how to call your landlords? Let's imagine you know someone. So very frequently it happens that, for example, you dealt with one landlord a long time ago, and most probably he have forgotten you. He doesn't remember you. So here the best way is, a lot of people, when they call someone, they make the approach so too official, so too corporate that it literally makes immediate like defense from the side of another person. For example, let's say, imagine yourself literally when someone is calling you and is telling you, hello, good afternoon, this Ahmed's calling you from XB Real Estate. How are you doing today? I'm good, yes. Would like to offer you, for example, property in A and B. No, no, I'm not interested. Or you have a property, would you be interested to sell? No, 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 please don't call me. So I never recommend to make an approach so official. My approach always to make it so, I would call it down to earth, or so simple, so casual, the way that you speak literally to one of your best friends. And I have seen that in the practice, it always worked. I have been challenged many times by different people. Okay, okay, call this and check him. Okay, try yourself with him. And I feel, and a lot of people would agree with this, that this approach always worked for me. So for example, let's say if you're calling your landlords from your list that you have been working before, or you know them personally, or you dealt with them, you just literally call them without making it super official, without making it so super official. You say, for example, let's say, hi James, how are you? Long time no see. I hope you're keeping safe. Yeah, who is this? This is Ahmed. Before, we have been dealing on your property. We have rented or we have sold your property. Or let's say you have never sold or rented his property. This is Ahmed. We have been working very, very hardly on your property. And I'm sure you would appreciate that we have done a lot of tremendous work with your property. For example, so you make a very personal approach, and then you say, James, remember you had a property, let's say in Dubai Marina in X Tower. Right now, we have a lot of inquiries for Dubai Marina, or we've got several inquiries for Dubai Marina, or now we would like to promote a Dubai property located in Dubai Marina area because we find that this area is having a good demand, and we can rent this property if you would be interested, or we can sell this property if you would be interested. So very important here, I would like to say is that you never position yourself that you're someone, I call it a kind of beggar who needs something. Please give it to me. No, no, no. You give him your service. So you always position yourself as a professional that is giving him a certain added value. If he doesn't need your added value, it's okay. If he doesn't need that, you can say, sir, as far as I remember, you have a mortgage for this property, and it's really it's not really the best time now to keep a mortgage apartment if it's not easy for you to manage. No, no, no. Thank you, Ahmed. Thank you very much. I'm very good handling my mortgage. Okay, so if he's good handling in his mortgage, so you know that now maybe he has some cash, and you can ask him. By the way, James, we have got a couple of very good deals now. Secondary property in Dubai. Would you be hypothetically interested in investing in the property? Because you know now the market is very down. And this is how you tackle. Very important, make your approach very personal and down to earth. So some of you might say, oh, come on, Ahmed, it's easy for you to make this approach because maybe you had a lot of practice, but for me, it's very difficult. I will give you one exercise that will make it very easy to make your approach very personal. In order to make your approach very personal, this is how I have been doing. You can just literally close your eyes and imagine that you're calling your best friend. Imagine any friend, any your best friend in your life, someone who you studied with, someone back in your home country, or someone right now next to you, your best friend. Imagine him, your best friend. So imagine that you're calling this your best friend. You literally dial the number and you speak to him like to your best friend. You don't speak to him like some clerk or some call center guy who just literally doesn't care of anything, who just literally wants to sell the property. This is not the way you should sound, but a lot of brokers, this is how exactly they sound because they don't make a personal approach to the investors or to their clients and so on. So the exercise, close your eyes, imagine that you're calling your best friend. First, remember who is your best friend in your life. For example, my best friend, he's living back in Russia. We grew up together. We're like two twins, soul to soul. And whenever I call him, I always feel so happy. So remembering him, imagining that I'm going to talk to him, I'll just call the client or the investor or anyone, and literally then I'll be talking to him. So this makes a huge effect. You just literally practice this and see how it will work for you. So Nadia asked a question, and all clients are calling also that they want another property in the same area. So at the moment, that's helping. Very good, Nadia. Yes, you're right. After service is also important. Very good, Nadia. So in this case, you're getting a lot of clients because they were very happy with your service. So absolutely, it's important. Your service is important not only for them to come back. Your service is important. It's the same like your dress. If your dress doesn't matter for you, if the way you look makes no sense to you, so you should not care then about the service itself. But if your dress matters for you, the way you look matters for you, the way you behave matters for you, the way you live, if that all matters for you, then then you will be taking care of the service, because the service, it is the part of you. The service, it is the face of your professionalism. For example, your face, your hairstyle, your dress, it's your face of your human body, right? So your service, it is the face of your professional side, of your professionalism, of your work. So this is the face of that. Adelaide, hello, glad to see you here. What's the expectation on off-plan project in this year? In 2 words. In 2 words, sales will be super low. Developers will be challenging. People will be very, very scared to invest in off-plan right now. Because, for example, with off plan, they don't get a liquid asset that they can move in straight away. They don't get a liquid asset which they can immediately resell. So that's why I delay. Uh, Harris, thanks for the question. Market is at rock bottom prices, but I realize the owners are not accepting and not taking seriously. How to knock them down? Here is, first of all, in order someone to knock them down, remember, guys, they have trust you as a professional. They might not believe what you're saying. So in this case, always to give all what you're saying with the facts and evidences. For example, let's imagine the case. I'm dealing with my I'm with my, for example, with my brother or with my father. Let's imagine my dad. For example, I'm sitting with my dad and I'm telling him, do you know that, for example, the lockdown, now you can get one permit in 3 days. No, 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 no. Come on, it's not true. Ahmed, it's not true. I'm telling you, Dad, this is the truth. No, 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 that's not true. So, for example, when I give this kind of pitch, those people who don't want to believe, remember this for your entire life, not only related to the real estate or to your work. Those people who don't want to believe, it will be very hard for them you to let them believe. They will not believe until unless you show them the evidences, until unless you show them the facts. So this is very important, Harris. So coming back to your question, the owners are not accepting that seriously. For you, the best thing would be to share some stats, to share a graphs, to share the transactions, how many happen now, and how many were happening before, or were happening, let's say, last year, the same period of time, or show them the prices which you can get for the different tools right now available in the market. For example, in Property Finder, if your company is having Property Finder, there is a tool which called Price Finder, so it will show you the evolution of price. So you can check the transactions. Also, you can use the buy rest application to show them the transaction. So to make the answer short, for someone in this case who don't want to believe, who he doesn't want to believe you, you have to talk to them with the facts and stats. With the facts and stats. So this is how you can knock them down. So another question, will the situation get better? Will the situation get better? Okay, so obviously, in 100% the situation will get better. Obviously, we have no doubts in this because humanity could overcome literally anything in the. Imagine that you are right now, right? So you are in 2020, right? And you know that the humanity didn't arrive to the, didn't appear 2020 years back, right? So it appeared millions years ago. So imagine if you are right now alive, if somehow you came, it means humanity survived. So it means humanity survived, that you are still alive on this planet. So there is no doubt the situation will get better, that everything will get resolved, but the matter of time. It's all about the matter, it's about matter of time. The situation will get better. My expectation, it's around 6 months. It's my expectation. Inshallah, I hope I'm wrong on this forecast. So in 6 months, I assume that around maybe what we had before, 40, 50, or maybe even a 60%, we'll have it back. This is what I assume, hopefully. So this is about the situation. Another question from the real estate salesperson. My company doesn't support me with the marketing. What to do? Okay, guys, about the real estate companies, a lot of people, this is one of the biggest lies that people give to themselves. They think that if I will move to another company, I will start doing well, I will become a millionaire, I'll become so great, I will do much more many transactions in this company, something stops me, and so on. So this is, first of all, this is the biggest lie that people are giving to themselves. I have been managing a real estate company, and I had a lot of brokers, and thanks God, I had a very low turnover of people. Very few people went to other companies, and they went informing me that they're going. And of course, this was one of the big thing that would depress me in the company. And I would literally try to do everything that I can. But if something that I can't do, I will just literally say, I'm so sorry that unfortunately this is we are not in the scale to do this, and we wish you best of luck. And but still, I personally maintain all my relations with like all colleagues, maybe except some few ones. I retain all the relations, and with all the owners that I have been working, I always retain connections. My first employer, who was back in Russia, when he was coming in Dubai, I was very happy that I could take him from the airport, take him to a hotel, sit with his family. So it's very important. First of all, to maintain relations is very important. Even if you're going to another company, never destroy your relations. Never ever destroy your relation. For example, right now, two of my ex-employers are our clients in my company. Always retain a relations, not in order to get some benefit or to take advantage. No, in order just to keep a good human relations with the people. That's it. This is the only reason. There is nothing hidden under it, some your strategies. No, just keep a good human relations literally with anyone. If there is someone that you're not happy with him, keep a good relations, but don't get in touch with this person. That's it. Okay, so coming back to the question, my company doesn't support me with the marketing. What to do? What to do? Okay, so I would say in which case you have to switch the company. First of all, if you literally, I would say, if you don't like people you're working with, let's say the boss or someone, then okay, I can understand you can switch a company. Second one, if your company doesn't allow you to work on a particular area where you are sure that you will be very successful, or a particular segment of market where you are sure you'll be very successful again, then I understand if you will switch a company. If your company is not letting you publish the ads or is not giving you any leads, then I understand you will switch. But a lot of people, they lie to themselves, because I know a lot of real estate company owners, and I know these all real estate companies. I see what's going on inside. The person literally get all chances to be a millionaire. He's getting enough number of listings. He's getting enough support. He's getting a certain independence. The rest is on him. Who is stopping you to work on off plan? Who is stopping you to work on rentals? Who is stopping you to work on the secondary sales? Who is stopping you to generate more listings? Who is stopping you to do calls? Who is stopping you to call your leads? Who is stopping you to call your network? If someone is stopping you to do this all, you can switch your company. This is what I would say. So in most of the case, I see with that one person, he leaves one real estate company, he goes to another one, the story repeats again and again and again and again and again and again. So it's all about you. Remember, it's all about you. If someone literally is stopping you, then move. Okay, the questions. Vishwas, hello, nice to see you here, Vishwas. Hi, Ahmed, what do you think? How we can convince the client like this is the time to buy? Okay, so here is the best speech for you to use will be that, first of all, and this is the truth, this is not a manipulation. Everyone, when everyone sells, the best investors, the biggest investor will buy now. This is the first one. When everyone is selling, people have to buy. I know, and so many people who invested before, they tell me right now, Ahmed, if I would have cash right now, I would have invested it with the closed eyes. If I would have cash right now, because we know that this situation will not last forever. Remember the disease plague. When it reached its peak, it took 1 year for plague to disappear in the beginning of 20th century. 1 year without medicines, without know-how, without the infrastructure, without a medical industries so well developed right now, like right now. So these are the main reasons. And for example, right now the market is going down day by day. So when, if not now, when? It might get lower for another 5 or 10%, but you're not buying the property for only 1 year. You're buying it for 2, 3, 4, 5 years, right? So this reduced 5 or 10%, it makes no sense for you, because still you will wait for another 5% will go down. You can generate right now ROI 5%. You can get your property right now. So this is how you have to speak. Coming back, to convince someone, you must always refer to facts and stats, and you have to believe in this yourself. Uh, Harris, do you think after we come out of coronavirus, the oil prices Expo 2020 delayed will hit so hard the market, and how much do you think market prices could go more down? Harris, personally, I'm sure that the prices will go down further. Let's say now the lowest price for one bedroom in JBR, it's 700 something thousand dirhams. It's very low price. So I expect, if let's say if I will compare one bedroom in JBR, it might hit the lowest. I expected 500,000, like the lowest as a disaster. This is what I could see, and still I don't see it as a disaster. Even now, for 700,000 dirhams, it's a very good deal to purchase. Obviously, my opinion, the prices will go down further. So coming back, if I will compare JBR one bedroom from 700,000, it might, just like the bottom, it might touch 500,000 as a super crush. And this is not really highly probable. This is what I think. Expo delayed. I think they will come up with some checkups in the airport with this coronavirus, or after vaccine. For example, chicken pox or other smallpox. These were a very severe and dangerous diseases, and they got eliminated with the vaccination. So something like this, it will come up around. I give to it around 6 months, and everything will be fine. We will not die. We don't need to live with it today. We have to look further. 2021, 2022, and so on. And we have to take actions right now in order to make our tomorrow better. So Nadia, when everyone is selling, it's the best time to buy, as they can grab a distressed or tense seller who thinks the world is at the edge, and the end liquidity is going to be low. So buying is the best time. Yes, I would absolutely agree with you, Nadia. Very good comment. Thank you very much. Okay. Another question, and the last one for today. Should I move to another company? I would like to come back the question that I have already answered. If your company is not allowing you to do rentals, then move. If your company is not allowing you to do secondary sales, move. If your company is not allowing you to do off-plan, move. But keep in mind, these all, you must be sure that you will do good in this. If your company is not allowing you to generate listings, move. If your company is not allowing you to do calls, move. If your company is not allowing you to market yourself, to make your social media platforms, or somehow restricting and limiting you, then move. Otherwise, don't fool yourself. It's all about you at the end. It's all about you. You are as a partner to your company. As a real estate broker, you're the partner to your company. You are a 50% partner in profit for your organization. And your organization is interested literally for you to earn. If you think that you can be in a certain particular segment very profitable, the best thing that you can do is speak to your owner, speak to your manager. I really think that I will be very, very successful in off-plan or in rentals or in another area. I really think, because in this area, I don't know why. I don't like this area. I cannot perform. Maybe because I don't like this area, maybe that's why I cannot perform. I would really like to try myself at this. Can I? I'm sure if your manager is interested in you to make money, he will tell you, yes, you can do that. So, okay, Harris, if you would, last question from Harris, if you would have hard cash right now, would you invest right now, or you think to wait for a couple of more months? Harris, right now, a very sincere, true answer for you. I would wait for the middle of the summer, and then I would invest without waiting till December or October, November, whatever. I will tell you why I would invest right now. Because I see that there are still properties did not drop in the prices, and I know for sure that these properties are going to drop, and I know that these properties are overestimated, they are overpriced. it's a kind of, I feel, it's my opinion again, there is a kind of small bubble around these properties. I will just expect this small bubble to get reduced, then I will buy. The rest, if they will drop in the price in next year 100,000 dirhams, I would be less bothered. I would be less bothered. I would invest. And especially those people who are having hard cash in hand, this is the best time for them to buy, especially if there are the residents of other countries. If there are the residents of, for example, Nigeria or Kenya, or let's say Russia, or literally any other places in the world which are not so safe at the extent of Dubai's safety, they are more keen to invest this hard cash money. Uh, Thank you so much. Thank you, guys. Stay safe, and looking forward seeing you next Sunday. Thank you very much. Bye bye, guys.